This is John Stewart, Green Lantern of Sector 2814, and you are listening to Geek Talk.
This is Professor Charles Xavier. There are more powerful mutants out there, but they're listening to Geek Talk.
What's up, everybody? It's Brad Hawkins, Ryan Steele from VR Troopers. We are VR, and you're tuned in to Geek Talk.
This is Dr. Egghead. How am I supposed to conquer the world and build the Eggman Empire if they're always listening to Geek Talk? Hedgehog!
This is the Didact. Humanity's imprisonment is a kindness, but not while listening to Geek Talk.
This is Ryu from Wreck-It Ralph, and you're listening to Geek Talk.
Hadouken!
This is Marek Ishtar. Let the shadow game begin. You're listening to Geek Talk.
This is Juno Eclipse. I've got a bad feeling about this, but you're listening to Geek Talk.
This is Commodore Don Krieg of One Piece. Don't ever defy me. Listen to Geek Talk. That is an order.
This is Lion-O, and you're listening to Geek Talk. Thunder, 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 Thundercats. Ho!
Hey, it's James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Master Plo Koon, and I sense the Force is strong with Geek Talk. Master Plo, do you talk geek? Koto-ya, Obi-Wan. Koto-ya. Oh, Koto-ya indeed. Now if anybody else can figure out what he's talking about, let's listen to Geek Talk.
Good day, everybody. Happy Friday to ya. I am Tony. Welcome to another episode of Geek Talk, and I am here with my good co-host, Dr. G.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Working it pretty hard.
Working the geekiness, trying to?
Yeah, trying to get it, stay up in the geekiness. Stay away from the politics.
Oh, politics have no use in the geeky world.
Yeah, I wish that were true.
Yeah, well, I don't follow that. I've stayed away from it. I'm ready for November to end.
I'm ready for everything to end.
Well, at least the presidential election stuff. I'm ready for that to be over with. I wish it was already... Except for if it was already November, then I would have already been at Anime Fargo.
Yeah, that's important.
Exactly. Because Geek Talk, we will be covering Anime Fargo as the media this year, Press Pass. And we will be taking and hitting up cosplayers. I will be hitting up guests. I'll be hitting it all. Even panels.
You'll be hitting.
I'll be all over the place. If I had a clone, you'd probably see about 10 of me.
Woo!
But unfortunately, I don't have access to Camino. So
Whoops.
The cloner's on Camino. So I will
Party containers.
Oh well.
I did read a little blurb, but I didn't study it. I saw a blurb where there's like artificial wombs where it's outside the body. And little
artificial worms?
Fetus wombs.
Ah. So, well, they come up with artificial everything nowadays when it comes to science and all that. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, I've been reading up on different things, catching up on. I've been watching a lot of anime here. I will be, in the next couple weeks, I will actually be binge watching anime.
Yeah, he'll be speaking like Japanese.
Ching chong chong. No,
That's just bad. I'm gonna beat you for that.
I am not gonna. I don't do anything with speaking. It's the English anime that I do. Unfortunately.
Just say Ohio gozaimasu. Ohio gozaimasu.
Ohio. I will just say Ohio.
Or you could say konnichiwa.
Oh yeah.
I was in Hawaii and we were walking away, and this entire busload of people from Japan, they all said konnichiwa, konnichiwa. I knew what that meant. I was kind of geeked out about it. as I knew what they were saying to me.
Yeah. Okay.
That's small. That is all I know. Do not ask me to... Even though my sensei speaks Japanese to me.
Yeah,
he speaks Japanese to me.
actually...
I don't know what he says.
Well, I don't know much about the Japanese language or anything like that, but I have actually...
He teaches me. He teaches me, and I kind of been learning a little here and there, and then the more I hear it, the more I begin to, like, okay. You get used to it.
Oh, yeah. Me,
Anime
I've been to Germany.
is good for that.
I've been to Germany.
Yeah, you get stuck in Germany, you could probably pick up a few words here and there.
I learned a few things in Germany, but nothing really bad or anything like that, so...
Yeah, they'll teach you the bad words. Everybody will teach you bad words.
Yeah, if they really want to, but we will not go into bad words.
No bad words.
No bad words.
Chinese tell me there are no bad words in Chinese.
So,
and all the kids started laughing.
So, as far as geek stuff, what have you been up to this week for geekiness?
Well, the Star Wars Actors Guild has to put their foot down and start telling people this is how we're going to be doing. The live tweet comes next month for Star Wars Rebels.
So if you watch Star Wars Rebels and actually if you follow the Swag 77 Swag 77 accounts, you'll see come next month during the Rebels premiere.
Yep, you will see us. We're rehearsing, we're practicing. We just got a new person to play Orson Krennic.
Awesome.
He's the villain that is in Rogue One, and a person that plays him has an interesting view on how he wants to play him, and it's just actually kind of funny.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So
we're working on that, and we're also trying to stop people from power playing and metagaming us in roleplay. That's just not fun. That's really dull. Those are people who are not members who try to tell us how the story goes, even though we all know how the story goes.
Right.
And then people who are trying to, I'm on top, I'm the best in the world, and you're like, go away, you're no fun at all. That's boring.
Right.
So can I kill you? And they won't respond if you try to shoot them with a blaster. Shoot them, or you know, we could go into we have to try some different tactics. We have to try maybe have a food fight, throw pizza cannons at you.
Well, if that was actually real life, I'll take that challenge. Throw me the pizza cannons. I'll start grabbing the pizzas as they go in and start eating them.
Send in the pizza cannons. You may fire when ready.
Exactly.
Last year we were throwing fish, so.
Well, sounds almost like some of my old Yahoo chat room days.
Yeah, we started throws a fish at you.
Well, back in my old Yahoo chat room days, I took and actually threw fish at people.
Yep.
Just to kind of have fun with it.
And then I'm writing a lot of fan fiction. The fan fiction that I'm writing is in a very controversial area of Star Wars right now.
Okay.
So we're just do you, Raylo? And
right.
If you don't know what that means, then you're okay. You don't, Raylo.
So, but that's pretty cool. Hopefully it comes out. You got a publisher yet, or for it?
No, this is just a group of people who are writing fictions for this area, and they are putting them together, and a person reviewed my story and gave me suggestions, and I have to fix it, and I'm waiting for a secondary review, and after that secondary review, then I'll fix whatever they suggest or not, and then I send it in. And then I have another one that I can write that is full sin. It's full Star Wars sin. If you want sinners, you sinners here.
Well,
and we're all going to hell.
Well,
so if you want
basically
sinners,
it'll be dark.
Yeah.
Bad guys.
Oh no, it's no bad guys. It's just sinful.
Basically, we usually have fun at the beginning here.
Yeah.
But as far as news, we've got somewhat have a little bit of news come in. Haven't watched the Stranger Things quite all the way through or anything like that, so
Have you even watched it?
I started watching a little bit, but then I was too dang tired and just said, heck with it, I flipped it over to How I Met Your Mother.
So you had to watch something much more funny. You can give your undivided attention.
Exactly. So, but looks like another actress has joined. A couple actresses have joined. They got Spider-Man: Homecoming coming up for the new Spider-Man movie, and they've got a couple actresses joined in now. They've got, and as I was talking to you about this yesterday, Gina, is with Sony. Sony does so okay with the Spider-Man, but it hasn't exactly impressed people with some of it. So
no, they keep redoing it. Like, how many times can you redo Spider-Man?
That's
really?
Just what I mean. Everybody's kind of excited about this, but at the same time, yes, Marvel has a little bit of say in what's going on, but at the end of the day, the Sony's going to have control over it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, yeah.
So, but they've cast Zendaya, whatever it is, for
Zendaya
for Mary Jane Watson, which people are like knocking the color. It's like she don't look overly. The color doesn't exactly look overly dark, which would indicate that she wouldn't make a good Mary Jane.
Huh?
I look at it as, I'd say that, I mean, people are knocking the race.
Spit it out!
People are doing black. People are saying that she's
half
because,
black.
You're right.
Her mama is white.
But she's not that bad.
Her mom has blonde hair and blue eyes. That's the way her mama looked. Her father is black.
Right. Well, I don't see any issue with her being in it. Look at what they did with Fantastic Four. They took and had different actors, one of which is black, and they... Well, of course it was Fox.
For some fans, though, they still are stuck in that 1950s style or old Superman movies, which were good back in the day, you know.
Well, see, it comes for the geek world, it's a matter of
upsetting their balance in life.
Well, they're used to the comic book versions.
Well, too bad. The comic book versions are behind the times.
Well, it's not that the comic book versions are behind the times. It's that should I say, Marvel hasn't exactly gone straight comic books on things.
No.
So,
and there is a huge shift in that overall, I think, in the entertainment industry.
And Sony hasn't exactly, with the Spider-Man universe, hasn't actually gone with the comics either. Because look at the Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing Spider-Man did not exactly go with what I would say is comic legal. I mean, some people enjoyed the Amazing Spider-Man. I didn't exactly enjoy it. I myself think it was kind of a blow-off.
Which one was that one?
That was the Andrew Garfield first one.
You mean the comics or the movies?
The movies.
Okay.
The movies themselves, The Amazing Spider-Man, it just didn't appeal to me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're going to base things off of comics, basically you're looking at it's just not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you're basing things off of with the movies, I mean, in my opinion, Spider-Man never, ever, in any comics or movie, has ever taken off his mask within the first half hour.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
I mean, so if you're gonna, I mean, I look at it as it was okay. It had action, but if you ask me, it also had the lizard, which is the beast that the Spider-Man fought. Did not exactly, in my opinion, he looked like a Gooba from Super Mario Brothers. He looked more...
That's funny.
If you take a close look, it's just like a giant Gooba. I mean...
Yeah, it didn't seem... That part did not seem real in the movie. I mean, it's like, okay, so there's a bad guy and he was a lizard. What was he? And I kept having to ask my husband what the fuck he was. Oops, sorry. and it's like my husband has to explain this stuff because he's really into the Marvel comics himself. So he explained it to me, and he sucks.
Right.
So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just have my disbelief. The problem is, when you film a movie in general, and a movie like this, specifically like superheroes, or even a space opera, or even like a fantasy movie, you have to suspend people's disbelief to the point where, oh, I could believe that would really happen.
Right.
And when you look at this movie, the way it was shot and the way that it came about, and the storyline, which is actually the problem here, it was written like a comic book for kids. It was not written like a movie for kids.
Right.
Or written like, a movie that superheroes do.
Right.
It wasn't written like, not a Christopher Nolan Batman movie.
Right.
For instance. I mean, some people don't like Christian Bale as Batman. That's just them. I thought he was a great Batman, in my opinion, overall. But it was because...
for the script and everything, he was good.
It was good. And so
every Batman's been good in their own right.
Yeah.
I mean, because you got to figure each actor has... I mean,
I don't know. The booby tassel Batman was just kind of not working.
Oh,
for
you're
me.
talking about the Val Kilmer. Or...
Yeah.
Not
Which one was it?
Val Kilmer or George Clooney, I believe it was.
Yeah. But at any rate, I mean, okay, so what are you really aiming for here? If you're trying to, if you want this broad range of, and at the same time, they were competing against other superhero movies, which were they were the X-Men at the time.
Right. Well,
Wolverine. They were competing against Wolverine. That's kind of hard to compete against.
But yeah, right now I look at it as, it's okay. I mean, if the Spider-Man Homecoming can actually if the script works, if the director utilizes the actors well, then it should be a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but so basically the newest casting that they have is Jonah Xiao.
Mm-hmm.
Zhao.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, am probably butchering that last name, but yes, she has not gotten a definite role in it, but she's been cast for it.
Mm-hmm.
She has joined the cast, so it's going to be interesting who they actually get her as. So.
Well, it looks like what they're trying to do, since the actors are young enough and not famous enough, that, I mean, in relatively speaking, Zendaya could just go into music and she'll be more famous than Beyonce at the end of the day. But she, but that's a different course. It sounds like she wants to do with her life. And that's okay. You know, she is a threat. She can sing, dance, and act. And
right.
so what they're really trying to do is have expansive potential for multimedia production on several different levels. And that is the only thing that's probably driving this. They want music, they want videos, they want all of that.
Right. So I look at it as it's going to be interesting to see.
Because you can't do Spider-Man as a tragic, flawed hero.
Right.
In my opinion, Spider-Man is hardly ever. He's a boy. I mean, even Iron Man is calling him Underoos.
Right. Well.
And then he comes to him and say, "You're done. You're done. You're done."
I haven't seen the Iron Man or Captain America Civil War yet.
Oh, okay. I just spoiled it for you. But that was in the trailer.
It was in the trailer, so you didn't spoil it out too much at all. So, but yes, as far as other superhero news, this is kind of going on the DC version. Is I guess the new Justice League movie, Justice League Dark, actually has landed the Gambit director.
Okay.
So, the former Gambit director. So I guess we won't get for a while until they finish director.
Yeah.
So I guess director Doug Liman of the Marvel film Gambit has hit the ground on the Justice League movie, Justice League Dark.
Uh-huh.
So that's going to be interesting to see how that comes out. So
yeah.
But yeah, because according to Variety, this is coming from, it seems that he got hit the ground running, leaving the project of Gambit up the creek without a paddle, basically. So.
Well, maybe Gambit was a problem for a lot of people. He isn't as well known unless you are a true X-Men fan.
Well, people do know who Gambit is. I mean, but the thing is I guess the split between Marvel Studios and the director was mutual.
Yeah, it had to be.
So, and it would actually be interesting to see if who Marvel actually gets to do the movie of Gambit now.
I think they'll be fine as long as they have someone trained as a director in a way that they want to direct it.
Right.
I don't think, and it's agreeable. The problem with comic book type movies and shooting them is that you got to make it believable and to a point.
Right.
And
well, basically,
not all directors are trained like that. If you're not into comic books as a director, then you probably wouldn't.
Right. Well, basically, from what I'm reading here, it's actually not the actual Justice League, but it's kind of like Justice League. I guess they're going to be putting, quote, it's possible these are some of the characters that are possible that might come in. Is Constantine, Zatanna, and a few others. So, that aren't exactly as well known.
Well, they all have to be driven by the bad guys. So who are bad guys?
That's a good question. Is how is it going to pertain to the actual round? I mean,
you really can't have one bad guy in Justice League, or that's never what I watched.
Right. Well, or you can't have, say, a supervillain, except if it's the likes of like Darkseid and that.
Yeah.
So I look at it as hopefully they can justice. Otherwise, I'm going to go into the movie going and expect a good movie, and then get to the point where I'm like doing the Darth Vader going, no!
Oh, jeez.
Well,
Well, okay, who would you want to see as the bad guys in Justice League movie?
Well, this is Justice League Dark. It's actually the opposite of the actual Justice League. But
So they decided not to use Injustice.
well, it's Injustice is the Suicide Squad.
No, like from the game.
Well, Injustice is the game, and it contains all the villains and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Justice League Dark has some villains, and that are it's basically going to be a Justice League form of the Suicide Squad. Picture it
Well,
that
I
way.
guess they're capitalizing on that fact that just Suicide Squad did very well, and there you go.
Well, the script and everything hasn't exactly been written yet or anything for this, but the plot details and stuff has not been revealed for this movie. But it's going to be called Justice League Dark. The actual Justice League is actually, almost done.
Mm-hmm.
The actual Justice League movie.
Okay.
So we're gonna be.
Well, we shall see.
Yes,
they
we
really
shall.
should be doing Aquaman, but that was just my,
Well, they
personal-
will be doing Aquaman movie just after Justice League.
Yeah.
Which I am just shaking my head like, yes, he's been introduced kind of in Batman versus Superman, but at the same time, you should introduce some of these characters before Justice League. We
Yeah,
talked
that's
about
my
this
opinion.
last time or the week time before. They need to take and bring these characters out a little bit sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Because
But that's DC for you, they
Yes,
tend
I
to
know
not
it's
do
DC,
that.
and they like to be backwards. So
We're not doing it like Marvel. Damn it. We created it.
exactly, we created this, and now we're gonna do this our way. Okay, so
Dun, 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 dun.
but yeah, but as far as going into some anime here, all the Dragon Ball Z fans, or Dragon Ball fans, I guess Goku Black is showing a Super Saiyan Rose form in Dragon Ball Super. So basically, is this move supposed to be a more powerful move in the Dragon Ball universe? I mean,
Never a Dragon Ball Z fan. Hate
I
to tell you.
I haven't been completely, but I do know about it. I haven't watched.
All I know is when Composite Santa visited Dragon Ball Z,
Right.
and that was not the right thing to do.
So I guess Goku and
Little
Vegeta.
robot chicken.
I guess Goku and Vegeta will be or traveling to the future is part of what it is. So, Goku Black, I guess they're calling this the one. So, it's not actually, it's basically a darker form of Goku, I think. So, that's going to be interesting. I don't have cable and I don't have very many ways to watch it, so let's see here. As far as games, got a lot about information on Mafia 3.
So, how is this Thor Ragnarok going on?
Okay, so we got Thor Ragnarok. According to Nerdist, they actually did a really good version of Thor Ragnarok according to, I guess, Chris Hemsworth posted a picture of Thor and Loki sitting in front of a newspaper stand. Okay, they go on and talk about different things according to Nerdist, basically their theory, this is the theory now, and I believe it actually is a really good theory, is Doctor Strange will have a part in Thor Ragnarok. They are actually thinking that they go over some points, like certain newspaper articles. If you zoom in, the newspaper articles themselves will show different things about the Avengers and stuff like that. So it's actually a really good video. I actually posted it on the Geek Talk page, and at the same time as, should I say, they act on a note card. It has the address to Doctor Strange's house in the comics. Which gives us the theory that is Doctor Strange having some part in Thor Ragnarok? And is it possible that the Infinity Stones will have a part in this? Because of the fact that we got Loki back in. We've got, we've got Thor, we've got pretty much everybody that needs to be done. Right. So, but yes, it is possible that Doctor Strange is going to be part of Thor Ragnarok next year. So, we are getting a Doctor Strange movie this year. So, it wouldn't surprise me none if he actually had a place in Thor Ragnarok. So, you know what I'm saying? So if it happens that way, then we should be able to get closer to the Infinity Stones, which basically leads up to the Infinity Wars. So, which everybody knows is where they're thinking that Thanos is going to be taken apart in. So, everybody knows. And at the same time, Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be in Infinity Wars. Marvel has confirmed that the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be taking part in the Infinity Wars. So, the question I have to ask, maybe you can get an idea of it, is are the Avengers and the Guardians going to be teaming up together?
Who knows? I mean, I don't think all the Avengers.
It's hard to say, but at the same time, is in Thor Ragnarok.
Remember you have to see Civil War, so you should see Civil War and then come with your conclusion.
Right. Well, I look at it too as also, could it be that Thor has, since they have one Infinity Gem with Thor and Loki in the Tesseract.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is with Doctor Strange.
Yep.
So
another one is with Age of Ultron.
Actually, it's with Vision.
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Yes. So you got Vision, you've got Doctor Strange having one, and you have the Tesseract is one.
And then in Guardians of the Galaxy, they had one.
Right.
It's the purple one. I don't know what the names of them all are.
Well, the Vision has the Mind Gem.
Mm-hmm.
The Tesseract, I think, is... I'm not for sure if that's body or which one. Let me...
They're like the Green Lantern things. So
right, each one...
They got colors for all of them.
Alrighty. The Tesseract is one. The Aether, it's the Orb, is one.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. So basically, Thanos has the 6 soul gems in unison, is what's going to happen. So the green Infinity Gem, which is the one is the Soul Gem. The red one is the Power Gem. Orange is the Infinity Gem, or the Time Gem. The yellow is Reality. Purple is Space Gem, is the one you thought of. The purple one.
Well, we haven't seen the orange one, have we?
I don't think we have yet, which might be actually what Doctor Strange has. So, but basically then the blue Infinity Gem is the Mind Gem. So, basically it's going to be interesting to see how Thanos gets the gems all together.
Yeah. How will Thanos get the gems all together?
At the same time, is it possible that Stan Lee is going to be portrayed in one of the Infinity movies, Infinity Wars, untitled one? Is it possible that they're going to take and have Stan Lee as the Watcher?
Yeah. Who knows? If he's still kicking, he'll be in every movie.
Exactly. I mean, when he's doing Stan Man Lee, he's doing great doing different impressions and stuff yet. He's hitting conventions, he's hitting it all.
No, he does need to, slow down a little bit.
I think he has slowed down just a little, but not too much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't think he's doing as much of the actual comics anymore.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I think it's going to be actually pretty good. And hopefully they don't mess it up too bad. Well, I don't think it's going to mess up at all because it's Marvel. So, but yes, as far as that goes, I think it's going to be actually really good. I look forward to what they have to bring us, and we'll see. So, as far as and now to touch base on Star Wars, and we, of course, if it wasn't for that, wouldn't have too much to talk about, but Rebels.
Yeah.
What's the plan for Rebels? Is Sabine gonna take and have too much going on? Is she?
I was told by Lucasfilm a while ago that they have done an extensive story plan for Sabine, and they didn't tell me anything about it, but they've just said they've done a lot with her. Mm-hmm. And that was before we knew if Thrawn was coming in, and so then now we know Thrawn, the villain, is coming in, and someone at another channel has written a really good article about Thrawn, and saying just basically do not marry Sue Thrawn at all. He is going to be evil. He is going to do something that fans will not like, but it is truly what he is, a villain. He's a villain. So, you can imagine what that is. And then, I think that she will find out who she really is and what she's really about. And I don't know if it will take us through the entire season. I think it will be about 4, maybe 5 episodes till we truly find out. And at the end of the day, we see Sabine with the Darksaber. It's an early form type lightsaber. It's not plasma. It's like crystal envelopment kind of thing that was made at some point, and then at some point the Mandalorians got it and they carried it with their people all this time. So, you know, who is the last person to have that saber was Maul.
Right.
And so, how did she get it from Maul? You know, either Maul had to throw it away, or he had to have given it to her. Whether he gave it to her or not, I don't think he gave it to her. I don't think that's something Maul doesn't give. He just takes. So.
Right.
So, for Sabine to put the Darksaber against Maul and do whatever is okay. Well, that is a little bit overpowering her. She's not a Force user, according to what they're trying to say. If this is what they're saying, then it's weird. It's unexpected. It wouldn't be a direction I would go for her character.
Right.
But, it's not unbelievable. Because it's still it's a kid's show at prime time.
Right.
And
it's hard to say what they're going to do. I mean, you were talking yesterday with me through Facebook about is it possible she could be Mandalore?
Yeah, should be the leader for those of you that don't understand, to be the leader of Mandalore, you have to kill somebody.
Well, you got to defeat them in honorable battle.
Yes, yeah, it has to be honorable battle.
If you played Knights of the Old Republic, it actually you kind of have knowledge of what Mandalorians do for honor.
Yes.
And
it's a battle to the end.
Right. Canderous actually explains that in Knights of the Old Republic 1 or 2.
So you can't just have... You cannot just say, oh, she'll be Mandalore. You have to kill somebody for it. Right now, the Mandalore technically is Darth Maul. And if we're talking about on sheer power and capability of seeing at this very moment in time from all the things that we know about her, she ain't gonna win that battle.
Right.
She's just no way. You're not gonna beat Darth Maul over that.
Right.
That's my opinion. Unless she gets help. Now, if she gets help, depends on who the help is from. If she gets help from the Jedi, she's not going to win. She has to get help from a villain.
Well,
one of the villain killers. It took Darth Sidious to come to Mandalore to beat Darth Maul, and he decided to keep him alive.
See, the thing is, though, too, is it possible that she could actually take and get help, like, say, from Ezra?
No, Ezra's not strong enough to beat Maul. Maul did a trick on him. No, Ezra is strong in the Force, but unstable in the Force. And Maul did a trick on him. He bounded the boy to him. Tricked him to joining the dark side.
Right.
He played with him.
Well,
when and the only thing that stopped him from fully grabbing, because when Maul went psychotic before he made Kanan blind, he's all, "This is my battle station." He's
right.
All running around happy about that. That's enough to make, he's done made 2 different Sith Lords mad at him. So, you're going to have to agree that at some level, she is good. Now, if she has a squad of Mandalorians backing her up, they could do it. You have Boba Fett. Boba Fett could do it. But you're going to have somebody like that.
Right.
That'd be hot if they brought in Boba Fett. That'd be pretty hot. That'd be actually pretty hot. That'd be like, Boba Fett? Woohoo! That's the only one that Boba Fett has gone and beaten Darth Vader. So we know that in the EU. So there you have it. Yes, Boba Fett. I'm saying with a flat out certainty that Boba Fett is in Star Wars Rebels.
So, it's... You know what? Let's just take and call it at one point or another here. Boba Fett is going to be in Rebels.
Let's see how I should just try to make money off of that bet. But, no one believes me. No one believes what I say, so it's just like...
Hey, if they don't believe it, eventually here, there is a possibility, a very strong possibility, that
he may have
will appear in Rebels.
Surprise, baby. Boba, he saw... because you have Rin Val saying you have kept the Mandalorian value. What did he say? You have kept the Mandalorian ways, and you have earned my respect.
Right.
And for so long, Dave Filoni has gone against the idea that Boba Fett is a Mandalorian. He knows that there's always a little bit of truth in legends. This is what this whole season is about. and you think the only one who's in there, who's playing those Mandalorians who work for the Empire, you know? We don't know. Maybe it's Boba Fett, because that's the only job he really can get, and shoot things.
Right. So
he went back to Mandalore, found it in shambles, was kind of mad and angry, found out who did it, hates Death Watch, all of that, you know, knows about his dad hating Death Watch from all that time ago, even though that EU, and the only one who's going to be able to take down a Sith Lord like that, yeah, would be Boba Fett.
it's hard to say what they plan on doing. But let's call it now. We'll say that Boba Fett, if he doesn't appear in season 3, he will.
Yeah, go on the Swag 77 Star Wars Rebels page and vote. Say and we'll put a vote. We'll put this up for a vote.
So have it go on the Swag 77 page, and Dr. G here will have a poll for you to vote on. Do you think that Boba Fett will appear in Rebels in season 3 or 4? And pick which season you think he'll appear in.
No, we'll just say Boba Fett will appear in season 3. Leave it at that.
Do you think he will appear in season 3?
Because that's the only one that we have. They've added everybody else and a brand new Imperial.
Well, they didn't bring Embo into it.
Yeah, but the Imbo is kind of like,
We'll have to see.
I mean, but even the child Boba was Dave Filoni's thing. That was his thing, and then it's gone. So it's like, okay.
Right. Well, we'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
So, well, with that is the poll for the week. Is do you think that Boba Fett, young Boba Fett, will be in Rebels in season 3? Go to the Swag 77 podcast and vote yes or no. Is there going to be a maybe? Or is it just yes or no?
I'll let people add what they think.
Okay, so if you think it's something else, then then put a right in on it. So there is no right or wrong answers. We're just going by what we think. I think he will be in season 3. Or actually, no, I think he's going to be in season 4, actually.
If they do a season 4, that's the whole thing. They might not do one.
Right. Well, I'm going with if they do a season 4, he's going to be in season 4.
I mean,
But they could surprise us.
They could surprise us. There's always a little bit of truth in Legends. They did say that.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of Boba Fett in Legends.
Right. So basically we'll go with that this week. And if you tune in on channel 1138 on Friday at 4 o'clock today at 4, I am actually, if you don't catch this, later on I will be doing an interview with Colby Boothman. If you don't know who Colby Boothman is, he is actually the baby raptor feeder that gets saved by Chris Pratt. He is also in Hot Machine and actually has done stunts for... He actually did stunts for Mythbusters on their Star Wars episode. So he actually has done quite a fair amount, so I will be interviewing him. It is guaranteed right on Friday. Or today. So, if you're listening to this on YouTube. What do you think of that, Gina?
All right.
So if I will post if you need questions or have questions, I will ask them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have questions you want me to ask, if I'll take and post who is going to be at Anime Fargo. I'm so used to Anime Minneapolis because I was there a couple years last year. But Anime Fargo, 3 guests are going to be there. Is Paul St. Peter, Caitlin French, and Tia Ballard, who basically, if you have questions for them, I will ask them for you at Anime Fargo. I don't know if I'll have internet there yet, but I don't know. I don't think I'll be doing things live. So I'll be recording stuff that way. So have to see. But so the links are going to be down and below if you like what you hear and you want to hear more. Everything's on the YouTube channel, and I also started using the Mixcloud even more. I do have a Mixcloud, and that usually the audio for those is actually on the Facebook page. What do you think of that, Gina? So if you want to listen to us even more, just go to the Geek Talk page, facebook.com/GeekTalk1.
Yeah, we've been really working on our page, really getting good content for you guys.
Exactly. We try to get the best content we can. We change it up. We do get everything anime. We do all kinds of things. So, until next week, everybody, keep your feet on the ground. On behalf of myself and Gina, keep your feet on the ground and keep aiming for those stars. Good night.